Welcome back to part 2 of the Olympian meeting recap. In this video, we are going to be going over June, July, and August. And starting with June, this was back when people were really frustrated against Aphrodite. We brought this up to the devs and they said that they have their eyes on Afro. Nerf was in the last bonus patch, and if she's still getting complaints, they are open to more nerfs. I can't remember if she got more nerfs after that, but just wanted to let you guys know we brought her up. Also, with the Infinite and All-Out Assault modes, the ban counts, we were seeing if they could be updated to possibly having more gods to ban, and Isaiah said he would look into that. A big topic we brought up was frustration around how MMR works in DUEL specifically and JOUST. Winning a game gives you like 2 TP, and losing a game subtracts like 100 to 200. So it's a definite feels bad, and we brought this up to the team. Design will check to see if the dual matchmaking is following the same rules that Rank Conquest is, and it could possibly be broken. Another option is to roll people over if the system finds the only available people will have a bad match. So let's say if there's only like a Masters player and a Platinum player queuing at the same time, then it would just roll them over and not give them a bad match in case if they lose to them to lose all that MMR. They could also slightly increase the queue time to affect matchmaking to make it better. And we also brought up that the community would like to rework how bans work in Ranked, splitting bans between the top 2 MMRs, or everyone gets a single ban, kind of like the league system. Design said they've toyed around with this idea before, and this would reduce lobby time significantly. Could remove some of the competitive integrity though. They do agree that there's a lot of weight on the top person that could lead to toxicity. And next up, we brought up a weekly checkup for chat logs and if we can have support do this more often. Design said that they are working with support on even more measures to reduce in-game toxicity and hate speech. And I was really glad to see that mass ban that happened a little bit ago. We asked if ban gods in Ranked can move to the top next to the bank time, since the lobby chat is hard to see when bans are complete. Design said they could talk to the UI team to see how much work this would be. Also brought up the ability to see ally relic cooldowns on the tab screen. Design has discussed this a lot, and they mainly had concerns on teammate micromanaging and toxicity, and it was worth another discussion. Opwash was brought up, and we asked if there were any plans for him at all. And they said they probably want to look at heavy changes to his ultimate before they do anything else, and they don't want to go through back and forth buffs and nerfs for him. A question was also brought up on if the devs have access to old maps that have been in the game before, and the answer was kind of. They have them, but there's no guarantee that they would work if they brought them back, and it would pretty much be a trivial amount of work for them to bring them back and have it working with the new system currently. On to July's meeting, I brought up that the community thinks that Cthulhu, Hercules, and Persephone are still way too strong and frustrating, especially with Persephone's passive. Design said that we've talked about Persephone multiple times, and the problem is that she's difficult to play and super high valued, but not succeeding. They're hesitant to nerf her, but are looking into potential things like her safety or adding room for more counterplay to her plants. Short term, they can probably do some number of changes to her. Cthulhu, they are keeping an eye on, and they know he's really good. They are not interested in nerfing Hercules though. I also brought up that I got a lot of requests for buffs for AWILLIX, CHIRON, Nox, and King Arthur. Design said they have a few things in mind to keep an eye on for mid-season, especially warriors. They saw an AWILLIX thread and will look into her. They have no plans for Nox right now. She's in a tricky balance state. They've talked about paths forward for her. Safest is maybe making the one do damage to minions it passes through, but I still think they are pretty hesitant on buffing her because of community frustration against playing her. Chiron got buffs in the mid-season patch, and they're aware of complaints about his passive and revive rules on the ultimate, and they're further exploring that. A fun one we brought up was Assault Customs, to make them like actual Assault, to be able to kind of either re-roll or to have that same healer rule just for people that have Assault tournaments. And Design said they are talking about this and it's being considered. We did tell them to give KHEPRI a gun, and they said to keep the meme alive and it may happen eventually, so you guys know what to do. There were concerns with auto attack junglers with all of the Golden Blade and Serrated Blade items, especially on Bakasura, Kali, and Arachne, and Design is definitely going to keep an eye on them. Alrighty, and last but not least, we're on to August's meeting. Ring of Hecate and Mage ADCs were brought up. A lot of complaints that the item is too strong, and people are upset that Mage ADCs have not been meta for a long time, and now they're about to get nerfed again. Design said this is pretty historical for Mage ADCs. They have current plans and think they will address this issue. Nerfs are planned, but will be done in small increments. I had a suggestion that was brought up to me that was about adding an in-game polling option for changes or in-game surveys, kind of in the game system, and Design is interested to see what types of questions players would want from this. This could range from gods you think need to be nerfed, or, you know, if they're thinking about a big system implementation to see who's interested. So that is something to think about. There wasn't too many new additional things in August's meeting because we had a lot of feedback from Ajax, kind of how certain things are being requested over and over and over again, like clans, adventures, stats on boarding frames, new custom matches where you can do all the changes you want to make like an infinite cooldown custom, stuff like that. And so we were talking to him a lot in that meeting about all those things. And that kind of wraps up this video, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I will definitely keep up on these through the rest of the year, so I will do like one whole video for September just to keep you guys all on track, and I will see you guys soon.